Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the 2021 Sidhu Virtual Research and Teaching Symposium. So on behalf of the Sidhu Research and Scholarship Committee, I'm very pleased to welcome you to the symposium. I'm Dr. Hae-Ryung Lee, and chair of the Sidhu Research and Scholarship Committee and assistant professor of hospitality leadership. It's a great honor for me to open the 2021 Sidhu Virtual Research and Teaching Symposium. We are delighted to have everyone join us here today. I hope that you will take the time to learn and interact with others by sharing your thoughts and insights on changing and dynamic implications for the post-COVID era. The symposium is hosted by the Sidhu Research and Scholarship Committee. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the Research Committee who worked to make this virtual symposium possible under COVID-19. So without our committees, Dr. Meryl Lexer, Grace Xiao, Dr. Uzu Lee, and Dr. Anna Ma's tremendous work, we could not have held this great symposium. I would like to extend a special thank you to all of you and to the Sidhu faculty and staff who have joined us for today's symposium in the busy final week. And I would like to thank you and recognize the Sidhu leadership team, Dean Abel Adekola, Chair Dr. Ruth Hughes, and Dr. Uzu Lee for their continued support and commitment to the symposium. With the business school's support, our students can have the opportunity to share their research at the symposium. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank and welcome Dr. Greg Cant. Dr. Cant joined Wilkes University as its 7th president in 2020. Dr. Cant has 30 years of experience as an educator and administrator in the United States and abroad. So during the challenging time of the pandemic, President Cant has demonstrated his incredible care for and commitment to our students. So today he's also here to give us his welcome remarks and support our students and faculty. Please join me in welcoming President Greg Cant.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much, Professor Lee, for that. It is my pleasure to join you. If for those of you who are here and around Wilkes, it is one glorious day outside. It seemed like only a few days ago we were all complaining because it was 55 degrees and when the heck was spring going to come. And I look, and this week is all 80 degrees and blue sky, and it looks fantastic. So again, it's always wonderful to be in this community, but more people walking around, the fact that we can be outside without our masks just feels incredibly liberating. And of course, now exam time for our students in particular is the frantic time of focused attention and getting those exam results that they want. So let me start by, as I said, welcoming you to this Research and Teaching Symposium, and your title, Embracing Innovation, Creativity and Re-emerging in the Post-COVID Era, is essentially the challenge of our time. It's like saying we're going to talk about world history. Essentially, under that umbrella is some of the most pressing questions that we need to focus on. But can I just step back a little bit further in terms of research within business education? So as was mentioned, I've been fortunate to spend my career in a whole range of different institutions in different parts of the world, and for many years in various leadership roles in business schools. And so in that capacity, I've interacted with lots of other faculty in other parts of the institution. And one of the things that is asked of us as business school leaders is really about what is business school research about? It's not as clear cut. If you've got colleagues in the sciences, in engineering, they tend to have things that are nice and tangible, kind of experiments and physical things they do. The history of research in the business school is, of course, we've typically been very applied research, but from time to time, some of our research probably hasn't focused on some, frankly, of the most important issues. Every so often I've seen research, I'm not commenting about anyone here at Wilkes, but you wonder about the so narrowly defined and whether it's really asking the questions that are important for our future. So I was excited to see the general topic. I think all societies go forward when they are creative and innovative. It isn't just because we need to do that on the other side of a global pandemic, but it's the way this country succeeds. It's the basis of our economic general success, is creative ways to solve genuine issues, produce goods and services that people need, solve those intractable issues, everything from how to have a clean and green society, how to feed a hungry world, all those big issues, but right through to the smallest of things that we face. If we're creative with them, then we get real issues solved. And that my hope always, when I was more directly connected to business students, is they realize that that's what their degree has helped them set up to do, is that position to take a creative entrepreneurial approach to decision making will help them succeed in the organizations they work with. In fact, if you look at our new strategic plan that the university approved just a few months ago, the first goal in that focuses on that question of kind of entrepreneurial thinking, creativity, adaptability, agility, and so on. And saying that our strength as an institution going forward will be, that needs to be the hallmark of how we do our business in preparing young people and working professionals to make a difference in their communities. So again, congratulations on the subject material. It's always exciting to hear from our students about the work they're doing. The one thing though that I did notice that we have a virtual winery tour. If I can be fair, the world that we all really want to inherit is there's nothing virtual about our winery tour. I think it's going to be fun. As it turns out, I happen to love wineries. I got married in a winery. Well, actually, on a winery, we walked down between the grapevines and we got married at the end. So I have a personal affinity to wine making. I happen to come from part of the world that makes a lot of wine. Australia is a great producer of wine. There are interestingly, some really successful wineries in Pennsylvania, as there is across this country. So a virtual tour would be great. And we're all looking forward to a time when our tours are in person, when we get to see the great work that various businesses are doing. For those of you who haven't thought a lot about industries like the winemaking industry, it is one of those examples of an industry that's essentially thousands of years we've been making fortified spirits, wines, beers, all sorts of other things. So it's got this amazing tradition and connection to how humans have made things that they consume. There's some of the most successful long-serving companies in the world have actually been making wine in everywhere from Argentina to Italy, France, and so on. And some really successful businesses here, and some really startup growing entrepreneurial businesses are in that same space of making wine, spirits, etc. So I think that's going to be fun to learn about the process. It's a very practical process. It's a very tangible product. For those of you who aren't 21, please don't consume it. But if you are 21, one of the great pleasures of life is drinking a nice bottle of wine. So I think it'll be fun to do to see that work. I also noted that after the virtual tour is our faculty research presentations. Again, I've seen some of the work that our faculty are doing. It's innovative, it's leading edge. It's part of the experience of a faculty member, and teaching the tangible things that you see on a regular basis are faculty in the classroom. It's a very important part of what we do. But how faculty maintain their currency, they keep up on their fields, and they add to the body of knowledge is through their scholarship. So it's an important part of the life in the academy. It leads to various things like tenure, which is an important outcome, but isn't just a process you go through for an end point, like getting promoted. It's part of the richness of why you choose to be a faculty member. For those of you who are at one end of your long careers versus the other end, I hope as you look back, you say, boy, I love my students, the difference I made in their life, and I love the fact that I got to research something that I found interesting, challenging, and I felt I made a contribution. Because that is really what the academy should be for those who fully embraced its full context. So again, congratulations to the presenters, both the students and the faculty today. It's my pleasure to give you a welcome. I'm going to hand over to your dean, who I know shares my passion for your research. And again, we look forward to a time next year, I'm sure, when this symposium is in person.